He's the CEO of a multi-million-dollar tech company, sitting across from a journalist in a high-end broadcast studio. The journalist asks if, given his current wealth, he would choose to go back and erase the starvation and trauma of his childhood. Ravi's eyes well up with tears. His answer is immediate. No, he wouldn't change a single day of it. He describes that extreme poverty as the most effective teacher he ever had. This creates a strange contradiction. How does a childhood defined by scavenging and survival serve as the functional foundation for a massive tech empire? To understand, we have to look at Ravi at age 12. He is standing on a dark, wet street corner, digging through the trash. He has no shoes, his clothes are torn, and he hasn't eaten in 2 days. He is alone in the city, with no resources from his village to fall back on. A luxury car pulls up. A wealthy businessman steps out, sees the freezing boy, and tries to hand him a 100 rupee note out of pity. Ravi looks at the money and refuses. He tells the man he doesn't want a gift. If the man gives him a job, he'll earn the money. This choice suggests a rare instinct for a 12-year-old. By refusing the handout, Ravi prioritizes his own agency, choosing the difficulty of finding work over the temporary comfort of a gift. The businessman gives him an address. The next morning, Ravi starts a low-level cleaning job in a massive corporate office, suddenly surrounded by the technology of a world he has never known. The corporate staff mocks him. They laugh about a rag picker working inside their office space. Ravi says nothing. Instead of quitting, he waits. When the employees go home, he uses the empty office to interact with the computers in secret. This chart maps out his curriculum. He invests raw, unpaid hours at night to gain specific skills. Basic typing leads to internet navigation, which eventually results in his mastery of UI and UX design. Wealth generation often starts in the shadows. It is driven by a disciplined curiosity that exists long before any financial compensation arrives. Eventually, the company hits a wall. A critical project fails, and the senior engineers cannot find the solution. Ravi steps forward and volunteers to fix the code. His colleagues laugh again. To them, he is still just the boy with the broom. The owner gives him a chance. Ravi spends the entire night applying his secret technical education to the company's failing systems. By morning, the project is operational. The company avoids a massive financial loss, and Ravi is immediately promoted to the technical department with a major salary increase. This is a leverage point. Ravi took years of uncompensated preparation and forcefully converted it into undeniable market value. A few years later, Ravi takes the final risk. He leaves his stable salary to launch his own mobile app startup. This chart shows the reality of that first venture. His capital plummets into the red zone as his cash burns up. His friends leave, and he is left with nothing. At this bottom point, Ravi discovers the advantage of his childhood. Having already survived literal starvation, the prospect of business failure doesn't carry the same terror it would for someone who had never seen the floor. He builds a second app. This time, the line climbs out of the red and begins a path of exponential growth, reaching millions of users. Within a year, the company reaches a multi-crore valuation, making Ravi a self-made millionaire. Resilience is often a matter of perspective. Those who have already survived rock bottom can take risks that on the environment he came from. Eventually, he slowly pulls up to that exact same dark street corner where he once scavenged to survive. He finds a young boy in torn clothes, digging through the trash, a living reflection of his own past. Ravi approaches him, buys a warm meal, and asks if he wants to go to school. He offers the boy the exact same path he had to build for himself. Ravi uses his own history as a functional roadmap. He applies the specific knowledge of his own story to navigate others out of that same environment. Ravi eventually scales this work, funding a network of schools and homes for thousands of children who started with nothing. This perfectly answers the journalist's opening question. Ravi wouldn't erase his poverty because it provided the specific endurance and empathy he needed to rebuild these communities. We cannot control the specific circumstances of our birth, but consistent effort over a long enough timeline has a way of overriding the default setting of a difficult life.